Hey Gemini, how are you? This is Mary Ellen. Thanks for stopping by. Moonrise Cottage Soul Tarot for your weekly reading coming out on Halloween this week. Gemini, heads up. All the air signs are going through some massive shift and change and rebirth in reflection of the Scorpio new moon that just came forward. So it's happening in your life and it's happening in your love relationship, of course, because what goes on in your life affects your love relationship. Let's jump right into it. I got some announcements to make, but my guides are, nudging me on. So there's something coming forward. This is the Eight of Pentacles. It's about working really hard to master something to bring forward shift and change. It's about a cycle. In this deck, the Celtic Wisdom Tarot, we see this sacred cauldron. It's a story about a goddess who had a son. She wanted him to come into his mastery and his wisdom. So she made a spell. She put a little brew in this pot, hired somebody to mind it, had to simmer for a year and a day. So whatever you're working on, either you've been working on it for quite a while, it's why you're coming into this Eight of Pentacles mastery over all the shift and change that's been coming, or it's something that's being initiated now. It's going to be a shock, perhaps, but you're going to put in the work and you're going to come to, my guys just said, to a great end. So the end of the story is someone by accident got a little bit of this brew in their mouth. Pot boiled over, they got burned. They reached out, they put the fingers in the mouth. It's that kind of a story. And then bang, shift and change. Rapid cycle shift and change. And it's causing you to put into a lot of work into the shift and change. In the end of the story, this person becomes a very great wisdom holder and comes to balance. And there's you. Look at that, the balancer of harmony. So when you're balancing this energy, as you go through this process, you see the central meridian. Look, it's been split open. Sacred feminine energy, the energy of the void, the energy of the universe, throwing your hands up in order to be standing in the state of balance, being able to go through the cycle of shift and change and stay in a balanced state of being. This is the sacred goddess Elena or Elena in this deck, and she was the goddess of the seafarers. So she would help vessels find their way. So we see a vessel representing you, and we see her standing there. So don't worry about it. Something really awesome is happening. And whoops, I want to show you the oracle cards. So the corn from the mystical shaman oracle, that's about massive abundance. It's about sustenance. You have planted some seeds, or you are in the process. It's going to be a little different depending on your life and your circumstances. But this is generally the theme. The shamanic theme of this reading is about bringing forward abundance. And the type of abundance you're bringing is sacred convergence. So you are in tune with the universe, with what's going on with Pluto and Capricorn, Saturn coming into conjunction. And now we've got Mercury in retrograde. Just check the astrology. There's a lot going on. And it's meant to bring forward this. And Gemini, you are the most mystical of all the air signs. I'm 100% convinced of that now because of the way your readings consistently come out. So you are joining the universe. You are joining the mystical collective. You see the boat? It's a little hard to tell, but there's all the souls coming together. Walking into destiny, which brings forward the corn, the abundance, the sustenance, both spiritually on a human plane. And it's going to require a lot of work, and you are going to come to balance. Don't worry about it. So before we jump into you, let's just get a little teaser ad about your partner. The Rainmaker. What does the corn need? Yes, it needs the rain, doesn't it? Somebody really awesome, some of you. I know not everybody's made it in every moment, but there's some aspect in your life that brings forward this energy. So, as I always say, think widely. My guide just said it could be your cousin, could be your best friend, could be some inspiration that comes to you through another person, through their energy. I do think we're talking about lovers for sure this week, yin-yang lover. Someone who's able to join this energy, bring forward the rain in order to manifest the shift and change within each other, within the universe, within the planet, and within the relationship. So that is the theme that's been going on for the air signs. When you have time, go look at Aquarius and go look at Libra. Very interesting thematic progression, my guides are saying, going forward. So let's take a look. There you go. Four of Swords. You are coming through the shift and change. You're going to have moments of rest. You're going to be a little shocked. You might feel a little tattered, but it sends you into the deep in order to balance this energy. See how these two cards touching at the corners? So if you see the traditional tarot image of the Four of Swords, we see someone who's lying in a restive state. The swords of battle, the swords of heartbreak hanging on the wall, and the sword of clarity lying right next to them. And there you go. Look, speaking of swords, Six of Swords. So when you go through this massive shift and change in whatever way it comes, and you come to balance, you will be on a new foundation, and you'll be traveling on into some new place in your life. Really awesome. Part of the tribe that's bringing forward the sacred convergence with this much abundance. Part of the tribe. My guides are just kind of like doing that, like why they want you to understand this is about you, but it affects everybody. And look, that's the sacred lover of devotion. And the topics that I'm talking about are the things that you are devoted to, Gemini. I know that about you. So this is the Lover's card in a traditional tarot, but it's about the way the lovers come together, the type of devotion that they have. And it looks like this. And my guides keep talking about the planetary realm, right? The reflection of what's going on in the universe here in this realm within you as a spirit being and inside any relationship you engage in. And this is the card of shift and change that reflects what's going on here on the earth and ties it to the spiritual realm, the thing you're doing on the spiritual realm, which in a way is this, okay? And we see it reflected. Here's the theme of the reading. That's your energy. So shift and change coming into wisdom and balance. This is the Nine of Swords. So there's some heart chakra woundings, bringing a lot of anxiety, maybe bringing separation because of the anxiety. That's the battle that you're resting from. That's what you're bringing into balance. And you're doing it in rapid order, and you are placing this into the corn and into the sacred convergence, I think, and asking for help and guidance in order to bring yourself out of this nighttime panic attacks and this anxiety, the thing you're losing sleep over. And you see, so in a way, although this is Pentacles, it's the image that'll help you understand this event. My guys are calling it the event. This event in your life within you as a spirit walker, and of course, perhaps inside your love relationship. And there we go. And so when you go deep inside and you kind of offer it up, as people say, you give it to the sacred realm and you say, okay, feeling a lot of anxiety, spirit, can you like help me transition into this convergence in my life and in my relationship? Spirit realm says, yeah, no problem. That's a sacred alchemist, the mingler of energy. She has her whole attention on you. Beautiful, Gemini. Let me see if I can get this into the camera for those that are, you see that? You're the vessel. See? Really interesting, isn't it? And this is the goddess that helps the vessel find balance and find their way. So hang tight, my guides are saying. It's going to be a wild ride. I think the initiation of this is this week. But the spirit realm and your soul contract, this is what's in your contract. This is why you came here, to be here in these moments when Pluto and Saturn conjunct and everything looks all crazy town. And it's going to be, we already know, we see it, right? On a sacred level for you, this is the amalgamation that's coming forward because we are meant to shift and change. We are meant to find a new foundation. We are meant to have a tower moment so that that which doesn't serve us comes down. And look, that's the Death card. Okay, in this deck, it's known as the Liberator of Devotion. Do you see the shamanic leading here? The carrying the head across the portal. Look at the eyes. Look how mystical this is. And I love that we're kind of, almost looks like we're seeing the season of winter, which it nearly is here in the United States where I am. So fascinating, I love it. Death and rebirth, rebalancing, moving on, okay? Actually, the progression goes like this. So take a deep breath. When your moments of anxiety come, keep your focus on that which you love, that which you want to devote yourself to, that's what you're moving toward. And definitely, if it's a relationship, we see how it's going to affect you. And look at that. Seven of Swords. So there's some indication that there is a strategy. There's a game going on that you don't like, and you're going to get up and walk away from it. This person is cheating, like they're playing chess or something, right? This is a cousin, King Arthur and his cousin. So family matters. Maybe something going on in family matters causing you to feel a heart chakra wounding. And the thing that you're working on so hard that's bringing you anxiety is the very thing that you're going to be letting go of. Because you're going to come into this state of being of sacred convergence. So basically, King Arthur just finally gets up and walks away, smashes the chessboard, and says, I'm not available for this. Just so you know, you can be doing all that behavior if you want, but baby, I'm out. I'm walking away from you, and I would like you to stop. Could we come together on a spiritual level, get a sacred convergence, to step into abundance, to bring some shift and change? Because we love each other, we're devoted to each other. So this may well be about a job. My guys just said something about your position in society, something that you feel is unjust, that there's some sneaky things going on, and on a spiritual level, you're working through that. It's part of your soul contract, and it's why this amalgamation is happening, death and rebirth, so that you have the ability to bring that to an end. Whatever that's about, it's really fascinating. And look, it brings you in. There's the Sun card, the protector of sacred lore. So that's what the discussion's about. Like, okay, we're not going to be doing this behavior. If there's something going on in your life or inside of relationship, you can bring it into the full light of the sun, reveal that which is not just, so to speak. Perhaps it's somebody who's not in their power. Maybe that person's you, that needs to learn how to stand up and be strong by being vulnerable and saying, look, I'm feeling weird about this, and I don't understand what's going on. It doesn't feel right to me. Whatever the case may be, when we see the Seven of Swords, you're going to bring it into the full light of the sun, and that's going to bring a massive amount of abundance to you by turning the sacred spiral of destiny and standing on the sacred ground of the ancients in the full light of the sun. It's a very awesome reading. So, for your partner, we got the Rainmaker and the Yin Yang Lover. So there's shift and change coming to your relationship. I have no doubt, because of the theme that's going on. For the air sign folks. So your lover, it's interesting. That person wants justice too. And they are aligning themselves with the universe. And they're going to jump straight off a cliff into this desire, this new journey into justice within themselves, I think, and within the relationship, because we got yin yang lover here. There's a rebalancing going on, and they are giving it up to the sacred. Okay, the Hierophant is here, and that's the journey that your partner's taking. I think you're both taking it. You're going forward together in some new way that brings the spiritual convergence and the notion of the rainmaker and the corn and all that stuff. This is high priest, high energy. Absolutely. To look forward in your life into the light. To get rid of whatever patterns are going on inside your head, whatever you're anxious about, it's really interesting to me. There's going to be a massive shift and change. And there's the Lover's card again. So you are transforming this relationship. You're rooting out those things that don't work, that cause question, that cause lack of trust. Perhaps maybe not, because of the anxiety, there may not be a completely ethical behavior going on. But I think more so than ethical, it has to do with fear-based decision making. And that brings perhaps confusion. Seven of Cups. All right. Well, what should I do? I don't know. I want it to be different. Well, what part of love do I choose if I want it to be different? How do we make it happen? It's that kind of a moment. Okay. When it comes out next to the Lover's card, you're looking at the choices you have in love. You're looking at transformation and justice on a spiritual basis, and your partner's going deep inside. So saying, hey baby, come on. I think I have an idea. Let's talk about it. Okay? Let's see what can come out of this change in love. so we feel more stable and we don't have to be holding back from each other. And we can give of ourselves to each other because we've done our introspection. And there's a sun card again. Outcome for your partner. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so leap into it. Okay, Aquarius got the Tower card. Check it out. Check your cohort. Okay, and you'll see what the theme is, and you'll be able to understand how to manifest this change because you want it, and you have the ability to leap into this like this as sacred partners. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of spiritual power. The ability to desire and plant the seeds and then bring forward the rain and make it grow. Ooh, giving me a chill. I like it. It's really awesome. Toward this sacred convergence to come into this yin-yang energy inside the love relationship. You got to jump like a fool, don't you? Straight into the mystical realm to look at all the choices and the changes and the things you want in order to become stable yet be able to give. That's what the Hermit's looking at. I like it. Coming out, looking at you, going, yeah, come on. Let's ride. Let's get on that horse and ride together into the full light of the sun in the relationship. It's freaking awesome. All right, let's get a room. Spirit, what is it? The beautiful, fabulous Gemini, the sacred twins, the mind of the universe. What is it that's going to help Gemini? A little piece of advice. Indications for their journey, my guides are saying. Here it comes. I love it. Okay, that's perfect. I'm going to put it right there with the sun. You're going to love this. So, yes, you're going through radical shift and change. So it's interesting because that's the room for separation. What you're being separated from is your lack of balance and your inability to come into a sacred love bond through this anxiety, these 9 of Swords. You jump, you leap. It's pushing you to go deep into yourself as individuals so you can come back together, which is perfect because you got to be whole. All right. So that's Othela. That is the room of separation and retreat in order to point that's holding you back in some way from the bond. And maybe you know that you're sacredly mated, but you're feeling confused. And you got to look into the confusion. You see how they're aligned? 7 of Cups and 9 of Swords. There's something that you're doing that's keeping the relationship out of balance. And there's a lot of work coming forward because you do feel the sacredness of the bond. Both of you do. And you want to bring it into the full light of the sun. So it's a time of separating pathways. Old skins must be shed and outmoded relationships discarded. When you receive this rune, a peeling away is called for because it's part of the cycle of initiation. It's a rune of radical severance. The appropriate action here is submission and quite possibly retreat, knowing how and when to retreat and possessing the firmness of will to carry it out. Othela is a rune of acquisition and benefits. However, the benefits you receive, the sacred inheritance, may be derived from something you must give up. This can be particularly demanding when you are called upon to abandon some aspect of your own behavior, a part perhaps of your cultural inheritance. For then you must look closely at what until now you have proudly claimed as your birthright. Whether it's your attachment to your position in society, to the work you do, or even to your own belief about your nature. Maybe the separation called for will free you to become more truly who you are. So you know what? You got to give it up. You got to look in the mirror, gang. That's what the air signs doing. Looking in the mirror and looking for justice, for balance. You got to listen to your partner. If they come to you and say, hey, baby, something ain't quite right here. Can we figure this out? They're devoted to you, and they want to leap off this cliff into the sacred inheritance that's being promised with this Scorpio new moon energy. So I say go straight for it. Buckle up. Love each other through the process. Let the mess begin, my guys are saying, because you're coming into an extreme amount of abundance. And each of you holds one part of the secret, right? There's water and something grown up out of the ground into which these things are planted. And it's this yin yang abundance and sacred convergence. So don't be afraid to be a little messy in the relationship. It's time to pull it apart a little bit so that you can come back together into the sacred inheritance of being in the full light of the sun. So, you know what, Gemini, have fun. And, anxiety be damned, my guides are saying. Use the anxiety as your map and listen to each other and know that you're going on a journey and it's going to be fabulous. Okay, gang? So click the like button and subscribe if you haven't, and click the bell. Can't remember if I said it. I think I didn't. So those of you who don't know, I'm on a spiritual walkabout. I've just leapt out because of my own spiritual commitment, and I'm traveling around the United States. Basically, my guides are saying wherever the wind takes me. So if you would like me to come to your area to provide a shamanic healing retreat, they go very deep. It's a beautiful 3-day process. I'll be available for readings, energy healing, all kinds of things, because a lot of people have contacted me and said I can't get there, but I want to participate. So if you have that feeling or desire, please click the link below. Contact me through my website. I'm in southern New Mexico. Tomorrow I'm going to the very opposite end of the state. I think I'm going to be in New Mexico for a couple of weeks at minimum. I would like to schedule at least one more healing retreat here, shamanic healing retreat, before I move on, because I'm going to crisscross across the country. I think I'm going to bounce into upstate New York, and my guides are telling me I'm going to New York City, whatever that means. So anyways, you can help co-create that in your area. Send me a message. We'll talk. We'll do some planning, and we'll make it happen. Okay? We'll plant the seeds. We'll plant the corn for the sacred convergence, and then we'll just water it, and it's going to come forward. The other thing is I'm asking for love and support on a financial basis to cover the cost of my travel, lodging, food, things like that, while I travel and bring this healing to those who desire it, my guides are saying. Okay, gang? So I look forward to it. If you make a donation, thank you so dearly from my heart. Anything that you donate towards this spiritual walkabout will be returned to you as a discount for any kind of service that I offer: readings, distance healing, shamanic healing, etc., etc. Okay? So let me know. I can do individual healings over the course of a day. I'm ultimately very flexible. All right? So, gang, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Click the like button. I'm inviting everybody to subscribe and click that bell so you get the notices. Okay? God is willing, I'll be here with you next week. Thank you. Bye.